who know the genre that they are making a living off of.
Okay.
You have more community leaders who can course correct.
Yo, who is that? Yo, who is that in the video? Damn, that's very interesting.
And because Stix is still being a prolapsed piece of shit on Twitter, talking about things he has no idea about, his recent take on the Koreans forcing Yostar to remove an animation from Stellasora that they didn't like.
Damn, okay, he got to chill a bit with the going at Stix, right? The Stix hate is real, man. Personal? This is personal, man.
Shows that he has absolutely zero clue as to why they did that. And while, yes, I also agree that the Korean players' reaction there was
he's talking about the finger
extreme,
stuff about
that
Fuyuka.
doesn't change the fact that Stix here, in this situation, comes off as your stereotypical, ignorant, stupid talking about shit he has no idea about. And just...
Yo, what did he say? He called Stix a what? A lot of people told me this is, there's a bit too much drama right here. But the Gacha God have been calling out some people. And I'm kind of curious, right? Who is he calling out? Because at the end of the day, you know, like Gacha God is not here to mess around. Alright? He's not here to mess around. So let's see.
I've been side hustling for the last month and a half or so, going on 2 at this point.
Okay.
Food delivery to be specific. It's decent money and I've been putting in quite a few hours, so much so actually that it's cut.
Wait, I missed out on what he's saying. Now big shout out to Gacha God for, you know, being wholesome.
I've been side hustling for the last month and a half or so, going on 2 at this point.
Okay.
Food delivery to be specific.
Food delivery.
It's decent money and I've been putting in quite a few hours, so much so actually that it's cutting into the time I'd normally have to stream and make videos.
Wait,
shout out to all my god of unemployment haters out there.
Dude, he's actually out there doing delivery. He's not messing around. People have been calling him like unemployment and stuff. What now? Huh? So he's not messing around, right? Am I reacting to my own video? No, this is not me. I know this sounds kind of insane, but this person that you're looking at, he's the Gacha God. Alright? So he looks like me, but it's not. Like, you can hear our voice. Our voice is different, right? He looks like you. Alright, good for you then, right? If he looks like you, good for you. That is Gacha God. Yeah, that's Gacha God. Maybe we look similar. We look like maybe 80% similar. I get it, right? But we are not 100% similar. Alright, I can see a little bit of confusion. Maybe the glasses. I mean, my glasses is black. His glass is not really black. What else? I do have Doro in the background. That's like one. He got whatever this thing is, right?
By the way, maybe y'all can also move out of your parents' basements too one day. Anyway, I've been on Twitter more frequently while I've been out there grinding.
Wait, he just called out everyone. You all just move out of your parents' basement? Oh my goodness.
Between trips when, you know, I'm waiting for more orders to come in. So that's given me a chance to see what goes on in the mysterious, somewhat enigmatic,
He's calling out everyone.
Space known as Gacha Twitter.
Gacha
it's actually
Twitter.
More like 3/4 delusional, but that doesn't really, you know, roll off the tongue as well. And as you might expect, I found quite a few things I could talk about in turn to videos,
let's see
including that whole gameplay depth drama / debate, whatever you want to call it. Wait,
what is this? Gameplay. Character kits can be unique combos. You can definitely say it's more interactive because enemies actually fight back. I'm not sure what this drama is. Okay, this one I'm not too sure what this drama is. No idea.
Down between the Hoyotars and the Lulacucks the other week. That Tectone drone on Twitter.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
Drama / debate, whatever you want to call it, that went down between the Hoyotars and the Lulacucks the other week. That Tectone drone on Twitter, who goes by the name of, I am not shitting you, John Seaman, with apparently how much of Tectones he swallowed, and all the reactions to Psyche's disastrous Duet Night Abyss review.
Yo.
I do want to make videos on all those topics.
Yo, so he's still attacking Tectone. I thought the drama was over. I thought the Tectone drama and him was over, right? That was like 6 months ago, I feel like. Or is it like 1 year ago? But it's still going on. It's still going on.
Eventually, obviously that's going to take me some time, so bear with me on that while I work on them.
It's not messing
but for
around.
now, what I want to discuss here in this video is this.
Okay.
Why do gacha CCs not have the time or want to play more gacha? So here's the context. These are the two...
Okay, this is a very interesting question. Why do gacha CCs, basically content creators, alright, not want to play the gacha games? So number one, a lot of content creators don't like gacha games, it seems like. And I actually don't think it's content creators. I think it's also players. I actually think so because here's the thing, right? I found out about this last time when I reacted to Mtash, right? I saw one of his video, right? Mtash video about he said that he plays gacha games, but he actually hates gacha games. He play gacha games, but he actually hates it. And I was like, wait, that's so weird though. Why would you play gacha? Okay, he said he's doing it for money, right? Or for like for his income or whatever, to make videos for it. And when I thought that was kind of odd, right? Because like coming from me as somebody that likes this game. But then again, I go to his comment section, I read his comment section. Apparently a lot of his viewers share the same feelings. They actually said, oh yeah, nobody likes gacha games. I'm just here for the gambling. I'm just here for the gacha. And it seems like there's more people out there that's like that than I initially thought, right? So far, back then, I always assume that everybody that plays gacha games actually likes it. But it seems like there's a lot of people out there that actually they force themselves to like it. Maybe they follow their friends. Maybe they follow trends. I don't know, right? It seems like that's going to be something. But I guess it's always the case regardless, right? He likes drama. Gacha has a lot of drama. Really? Why playing gacha and then complain? That's the whole point. Because they don't like gacha. That's why they complain, right?
Tweets that I came across while, going around side hustling that got me wanting to talk about this. One by Jade Ali, not sure how to say her name. I'll just call her Jade. And two by Mr. Pokey. In her tweet, Jade says, feeling a bit overwhelmed with how many new exciting games are coming out. I can only play so many at once.
My face cam is
crying
covering the
emoji,
stuff.
crying emoji, and then she lists the games that she's currently
Okay,
playing,
those are the games
ones
she's
she's
playing.
on break from, and the ones she wants to play in the future, either games that are already out or not yet.
So she's currently playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's one of the few content creator. I don't know if she's a content creator or not. That one of the few person I know that's playing Love and Dead Space, which is very, very interesting.
The first tweet from Pokey reads, Can we agree that CZN has one of the best gacha game balance in recent memory? You can literally run anyone with the right build. Tier lists are just for early game comfort, but all units have their own playstyles to get the job done. If I could, I'd level them all. Hail CZN. But his second one reads, I love CZN, but building units...
So now he complains. So the first post, hail CZN. So now, I love CZN, but... Ooh, there's a but. Building unit legit takes way too long.
Legit takes way too long. One of the main reasons why I think this is one of the best gachas in 2025 is because of unit diversity.
I see how it is.
Any unit can work more or less as long as you give them enough investment, but you still need to build them. Sadly, I can't explore as much as I'd like because a single unit to 60 is like 1 week's worth of stamina refresh, not including the gears. For example, this 590 pack isn't even remotely enough to take a unit from 50 to 60. You need multiples. Hope they give way more income via events.
No, I think that's fair. I do think that for CZN, right, it is quite expensive. I think it's a fair thing to criticize, right, and it's a fair thing to vent about, right. I don't think this is an unfair statement, but at the same time, it definitely will fix itself once you play the game long enough. So it is something that you are going to feel early on, sure, 100%, but it feels like it will definitely fix itself. But even now, the developers do acknowledge it, and the developers agree, right? It's too much, so they are trying to give you back 80% of the resources as well, right?
Or daily farming stages. And because Stix is still being a prolapse piece of shit on Twitter, talking about things he has no idea about, I mean, to be fair, he's apparently built a career off doing that shit since his MMO days, from what I've been told. I'll throw his ass under the bus.
Damn, so he's just attacking Stix again. Yo, why is Stix being attacked? Okay, Stix is attacking Stella Sora. Oh, I see.
Here again. Remember my last video about the GFL2 skin drama, right? Where I questioned whether or not Stix ever did play GFL2 outside of his sponsor streams?
Massive drama.
Well, let's just go ahead and chalk that up to him either straight up not playing or, having some account manager do that shit for him. Basically, seeing all this got me wanting to talk about how I think a lot of gacha content creators out there do not play as much gacha as I think they should. It's these people's literal job to play gacha games.
I agree.
At least for the ones who can pay their bills and put food on their tables by making videos about gacha or streaming them or something, and yet it feels like an alarming number of them don't play as much as they should. Jade in her tweet,
I think that's fair. I think what he says is fair, right? it's definitely a fair statement, and I definitely observe it myself, right? A lot of people like they keep saying this is very good or this is very bad. And okay, I'm not going to call out names, right? I'm not going to call out any names here, but I see a lot of people, they keep saying that you remember when Stella Sora and Chaos Zero Nightmare first came out, right? Do you guys remember when it first came out? A lot of people say Chaos Zero Nightmare was one of the best gacha game ever, right? But every time I go to their stream, they never really play the game. They actually just talk about something else. And then they keep making videos about how Chaos Zero Nightmare is the best game ever. But I'm not going to call out names again, right? You guys may or may not know who I'm talking about. But they keep saying it's the best game ever. But if it's the best game ever and they're not playing the game, so I don't know. I feel like that's kind of weird, right? Like even for me, as somebody that criticizes, see, here's the thing. Here's what's funny, right? I criticize CZN a lot, and I feel like I play more than them. If you come to my stream, I'm always doing chaos runs back then, right? This is talking about the first month of it releasing, non-stop doing chaos runs. But again, like it's not, I'm not trying to glaze myself or anything, right? But at the end of the day, I get it, right? You might not have time and stuff, but I do see a lot of people doing that specifically. This doesn't just apply to CZN, but it applies to a lot of games. I do see that a lot. I definitely do see that a lot. 8-hour chaos run like Roblox Kid indeed, right? That's going to be the stuff. I'm not playing CZN right now. I am. See, Blue Sphere, you are lying. You are not. You don't even know. I am playing CZN right now.
Says that she's playing 6 gachas and used to play 5 more. She even puts her account levels next to each of them.
Be smart before you type, alright?
Because she thinks having a high account level is supposed to be impressive. Well then, if that's the case, allow me to share my own gacha resume with you guys right now, if we're gonna call
gacha
it
resume.
FGO level 166, Azure Lane level 148, Arknights level 120, Genshin AR60, Blue Archive level 90, Nikkei account level 703, Synchro 562. Star Rail TL70,
max
Ether
everything.
Gazer level 100, Snowbreak level 100, Wuwa UL80, Zenless IL60, GFL2 level 60, Exedra level 112. Both BD2 and Uma Musume don't really have account levels as far as I can tell, but I still grind those two games every day
account
anyway.
level.
Horizon Walker level 34, CZN level 43, actually 45 by the time I'm making this
48.
video. And Do It Night Abyss TR24, though I've only played a few days of it.
Damn! This is why he's the Gacha God. This is why he's the Gacha God. Alright? This is why. That's how it is. That's how it is, right? Puts the account level so you can see she actually played it somewhat. I'm not sure, right? I'm not sure I'm not sure what the point is, but the whole point is Gacha God is not messing around. If you guys think Gacha God is messing around, think again. Think again, man. Gacha God is not messing around. Alright, that's how it is.
Side hustle taking up time that I would have spent playing DNA. Hopefully, that'll change in the future though. Yes, that was in fact 18 gacha games that I just listed.
Gacha God is serious.
Since Jade listed the gachas that she's on break from and the ones that aren't out yet, let me do the same here too. I dropped GFL1, not GFL2, Girls Frontline 1, back in April of last year, and I played that game for 6 years straight
that's fair,
since
right? The
day
game is
one
like
when it first launched its NA server for the first time back in May of 2018. I also briefly played Toho Lost Word and Magia Record, but I dropped those two pretty fast since I wasn't really feeling them in terms of gameplay.
Toho Lost Word,
for future gachas, I got Enfield, Azure Premilia, NTE, Ananta, and Silver Palace all on my docket too. Even after I've rattled...
That is 25 gachas. That is 30 gachas. That's a lot. That is a lot, man. You're still playing GFL1. I mean, if you still enjoy the game, sure, right? But I heard that the game, like... Actually, the game is still doing very well. Yeah, from what I gather, there's still a lot of people that's playing it, right? So that's going to be that. Road to 50 gachas. Can anyone maintain though? That's a lot of gachas, right? Because I feel like once you exceed 20 gacha, I feel like 5 gacha, sure, you can do 10. 10, sure, you can do 15. But once you reach 20 gacha, I think now it's a little bit difficult, right? Now it's a little bit difficult. Like you gotta ask yourself, do you really have time, right?
off all the account levels for all my gachas, that only scratches the surface of the sheer amount of grind I put into all of them. While I won't go into detail for every single one of my gachas, as that would take too long, what I will say is that every character I have in Genshin is max level, max skill, minus crowns of course, because you can't farm those, and they all have their own weapons and artifact sets because I want all my characters to have gear that they can call their own.
Damn.
Similar story in Star Rail, Zenless, and Wuwa. In his first tweet, Pokey...
So he's not messing around. Not only is he playing 20 gacha games, in Genshin, in Honkai Star Rail, ZZZ, and Wuwa, every character got all the echoes, all the weapons, all the max level. He's not here to mess around. You guys think he's messing around? How many of you guys here you have been messing around your entire life, right? That's how it is. He's the target audience. He's the target audience, right? He's the one that the developers want to be playing the gacha. Alright? What does he do when not playing gacha? While spend your whole free time doing that. That's the whole point. Do you not understand? What do you mean? Why spend your whole free time doing? That's the whole point. Because you enjoy playing gacha. That's the whole point. See, you don't like gacha. That's the problem. You don't like gacha. You think everybody don't like gacha. I think the problem with people like you, right? You live in a bubble. You surround yourself with people that hate gacha, so you assume everybody hates gacha. But there's actually a lot of people out there that actually loves gacha games. Believe it or not. I know this sounds crazy, right? It's like explore out of your bubble a little bit. There's a lot of people that actually do like gacha game. And I'm one of them. I'm just gonna say it, right? I'm one of them. We all love gacha here. I'm not sure how many of you guys do, but it seems like a lot of people, they hate gacha, right? I spend weekend playing gachas.
Implies that something is stopping him from playing Chaos Zero Nightmare as much as he wants, and then it seems like he specifies what that something is.
He's talking about Mr. Pokey, by the way.
The fact that it takes a long time and a lot of resources to level up characters. I find this to be very funny because the game's given out a ton of stamina refreshing items so that players could binge the game a lot when it first came out. And given that CZN is modeled like a Hoyo game, at least with how its gacha works, I would also assume that, CZN also lets you refresh stamina using gems, albeit, only like 6 times a day.
Yeah, you can refresh, but
nonetheless, that still means that you can grind the game even harder. Now, some of you may go, well, you should never refresh with gems, man. That's such a waste. And for most players, yeah, I agree. Normally, it would be a huge waste.
Refreshing with gems is usually not recommended for free-to-play, right? But it does depend, right? If you are free-to-play players, no way you use your gems to refresh stamina, right? In most cases, you want to save them for pulls.
Gems are best saved to pull gacha with. But Pokey is far from your average gacha player here. Like, he's a gacha streamer who mains Star Rail, and in at least one occasion, even got enough money donated to his ass by his Oilers in chat to fund one of his E6 characters.
Damn, $300. Okay, so Mr. Pokey is, he can afford it.
So for a guy like him, whose job is to essentially play gacha games here, refreshing stamina with gems should not be that big of a deal to him. Maybe he actually does refresh stamina in CZN with gems and I just don't know about it. Maybe that second tweet was more intended to be like a PSA for his followers or something like that. And that leveling up characters
fighting
in CZN
Judas
takes a long time.
Can he win?
Players should be careful with their resources because they're very limited, especially in early game. But looking at the way that his tweets are worded as they are, it really seems like Pokey is blaming his inability to play as much of the game as he wants to on the huge investment cost of characters in that game. As an FGO player with 8 whole level 120s, I find his reluctance to grind a gacha game to be both hilarious and depressing. A single level 120 in FGO took me more grind than the entire year and a half that I put into either Zenless or Wuwa. And in my
okay, so basically I've heard about this before. FGO is very demanding. Right, when it comes to overall building characters, FGO is very demanding, both in building the characters and also in the gacha. But I don't think anything should be compared to FGO, let's be honest, right? It is going to be a different level of its own, right?
Experience, the process of leveling characters in a game like Chaos Zero Nightmare feels relatively similar to a Hoyo game. I mean, I did say earlier that CZN is basically modeled after one, so that checks out. So given that Pokey mains Star Rail, a Hoyo game, why is he complaining about how long it takes to invest into characters?
I think that's the point. That's why he's complaining. Because CZN compared to Honkai Star Rail, way more demanding. Honkai Star Rail, you can easily... I think Honkai Star Rail, to max a character is way easier compared to CZN. By far, right? Everybody here pretty much agrees on it. But that could be why, because his perspective is if he's looking from that angle, right? I'm not sure what other games does Mr. Pokey play though. So maybe he might not have as widespread of a view compared to Gacha God, because Gacha God plays a lot of gacha, right?
Like, CZN even has an auto mode too. It's not that good, to be fair, but it's better than nothing, so what the f*** is his excuse? I don't know how much experience Pokey has with gacha exactly. I am aware that he started doing gacha content with Counterside before transitioning to Star Rail, but whether he's played other gachas before
Wait, Mr. Pokey plays
Counterside,
I didn't know about this.
But assuming he really did start with Counterside, and given that he mains Star Rail, I guess I shouldn't be so surprised that he thinks grinding out characters in CZN takes too long for him. And so my question is this.
Man,
what is keeping these CCs from playing more
worm
gacha?
Boss.
Is it because of the personal lifestyles, maybe? Like, I don't know how these people live, obviously. It's not like I know either of these people, either Jade or Pokey personally, so I don't want to judge them too harshly off that. But in Pokey's case, going through his Twitter a bit, he's posted IRL pictures of him flexing in the camera and shit like that.
Damn,
so I assume
muscular
he spends time in the gym. I admire that. I should start doing that myself with these, twig-type looking arms that I got. But then I have to ask, how much time does someone like Pokey put into gacha games?
Okay, maybe that's why. Because Mr. Pokey goes to gym a lot and posts his pictures online. Okay, that could be why, right?
Overall. Maybe his gym workouts don't take that long, but what about the other stuff he does? Like, I know he's big into League of Legends. I'm surprised he and St. Tontus don't get along better. So, how much time does he spend
drama,
playing
right?
League?
There's drama between
Some
them.
of his tweets are about him watching Worlds recently, so I assume he spends a good bit of time playing too. You can spend your time doing what you want, obviously. I'm not saying that you gotta have gacha on your mind 24/7, like say St. Tontus or that one John Seaman dude on Twitter got Tectone's dick on theirs. I watch other people, like, other streamers and VTubers who have admitted that, they don't really play games off stream since they already spend their entire streaming careers doing that anyway. So I get that since you play gacha for hours on stream, maybe you don't want to touch it afterwards once you're done. But regardless of the reasons, that's still time that they are not spending on actually playing gacha. And no, contrary to popular CC behavior, bitching about gacha games or engagement baiting about them on Twitter doesn't count. Actually, just playing other gachas alone still isn't enough. Because remember, people play gachas for sponsors, and they don't give a rat's ass about those games afterwards once the sponsorship is done. Gacha CCs shouldn't just play more gacha.
There's a lot of people that do that.
They should actually have a genuine interest in learning how other gachas work. This ain't like you're stuck in a f***ing office cubicle for 8 or 9 hours straight. I would know. I worked in one for 7 years. You play video games for a living. Like, what are you so scared of playing them for? The reason why I think this is such a huge issue is because...
I don't think it's scared. I think it's just they prefer to do something else, right? But at the end of the day, like, there's going to be preferences for some people. Some people just want to play, like, maybe single player games and stuff. I'm not sure, right? But I think there's more nuance to it. I'm not too sure how many of them actually play on their free time. But for me personally, I do play most of these gachas on my free time, right? Whether I'm streaming or not. If I'm not streaming, I'm also playing gacha. It doesn't really matter too much, right? But actually, if I'm not streaming, I'm even playing more gacha than I am streaming, actually. Because when I stream, sometimes I look at stuff, I react to videos like this. But for me, if I don't stream, I'll be just playing gacha games whole day, man.
Gacha CCs, just from my own observations, don't know enough about gacha games in general to put out informed, educated takes consistently enough in this
doing
space.
torment guides.
Like, I don't need to tell you this, but every month or so, or hell, even every few weeks or so, there's always some kind of drama that makes the rounds on gacha Twitter or just social media in general. And almost every time I look inside, right, it's some f***ass retarded take that gets spread around like Captain Cabinet spreads her legs for St. Tontus, or was it Itoma? same difference. And then in turn, people spread their own cheeks to blast out their own dog shit takes in response to the first one. That whole debate slash drama about whose gameplay is better between Genshin or WoA, yeah, that's one. Another is Stix moral jerking himself over gachas like GFL2 or Stella Sora. His recent take on the Koreans forcing Yostar to remove an animation from Stella Sora that they didn't like.
Damn, okay, he got to chill a bit with the going at Stix, right? The Stix hate is real, man. Personal. This is personal, man.
Shows that he has absolutely zero clue as to why they did that. And while, yes, I also agree that the Korean players' reaction there was
he's talking about the
extreme,
finger stuff about
that
Fuyuka.
doesn't change the fact that Stix here, in this situation, comes off as your stereotypical, ignorant, stupid, retarded American talking about shit he has no idea about. And just...
what did he say? What did he say? He called Stix a what? Oh my goodness. That's too much. That's
retarded American talking
retarded oh my goodness. Retard. Okay, I think that's a bit too much though. American. Damn. Okay, that's really personal. I think that's a little bit too far, right? I'm not sure what happened between Stix and Gacha God. But wow.
Pretty extreme. That doesn't change the fact that Stix here in this situation comes off as your stereotypical, ignorant, stupid, retarded American talking about shit he has no idea about and just injecting his own high horse moral dog shit into the whole thing. How much of that did he do back in the MMO space, I wonder? And don't even get me started on the rats. They'll get their own video, hopefully sooner rather than later. And even more so than individual content creators, the gacha space in general has misinformation and bad takes circulating constantly.
Did he say, okay, so here's the thing, right? Okay, personally, I don't have anything against Stix, right? You guys know, like, I'm chill with Stix, right? I've seen some of his videos. Sure, some of Stix do be trying to, definitely, he was trying to go very harsh on Stella Sora, which I'm sure you guys have seen it before, right? But at the same time, like, I don't take it personally, right? I like Stella Sora. I'm just gonna play the game, right? If Stix don't like it, that's fine. That's his take, right? I don't really hate him for not liking the game that I like, right? I don't see again, like, I don't have anything against Gacha God as well, right? I think Gacha God, like, he do have his points, right? Sure, but definitely that sounds super personal, man. That sounds super personal, so I'm not too sure if there's anything happening or not, right?
Day in, day out. Gacha players on Twitter love to tribalize their gachas. Hoyotards attacking WoA cucks who then return the favor twofold.
Damn.
They attack the developers for like not giving their characters enough melanin or not enough rewards for anniversary.
Okay, oh shit. Okay, wait. Essay. Yo, I missed your essay. Oink Stevie. Okay, let's see. What's the essay here? Because like I was too focused. Where's the essay? So what? Sometimes you get essay and you just miss the... Hello Guitar, I normally just lurk, but I want to say I'm a small streamer for I think like 4 years now, lol. Okay, small streamer for 4 years now. Me too, alright? I'm a pretty small streamer too, right? I have streamed probably every gacha that's come out since and then some. I spend at least 9 hours or so each weekend on said gachas to give it a good try. If a game is good enough, I spend a few bucks here and there and literally grind offline. When I get into gacha, I will follow smaller streams or YouTubers, and man, this video definitely hits home. In terms of like calling out on Stix, wow. Stella Sora revenue is actually not as good considering it's month. I'm not sure, right? If you think it's not good, then you know that bothers you, then don't play it, right? But at the end of the day, right? For me, like if I enjoy something, I'm just gonna enjoy something. It's that simple, right? It doesn't matter how good something is. You tell me KFC is not good. If I like it, I'm gonna eat it, right? At the end of the day, it's that simple. It's not that complicated, right? Like it's nothing personal, right? With all of these games, I think people just take it very personal. Oh, if I don't like this game, everyone else has to hate this game. Oh, if I like this game, everybody else has to like it. Like we are all humans, right? Everything is not black and white, all right? So you might disagree with certain things that I say. You might disagree with certain games that I play. That's fine, right? And you can still get along. It's not like oh, this, if you like one thing that I hate, we have to be enemies for life, right? That's not how it works. I do watch you because you actually play the games too long. Jollibee is better. That's fine, right? If you like I feel like a lot of people just, oh, this person do this one thing and then like they discredit everything that person do. Like I find that very, very weird, right? Overblowing something because you feel the need to defend it doesn't do any good for the game. Overblowing something, yeah, I'm not too sure, right? At the end of the day, it's more like if you like something, you just play it. If you don't like something, just don't play it, right? If something bothers you, then don't play it, right? At the end of the day, I've already talked about this before, right? Like gacha is just one element of a game, right? So for me, like if there's good story, there's good music, there's good good everything else, good gameplay and stuff, good quality of life, I'm willing to put up with a little bit of bad stuff here and there, right? It's that simple, right? It's just that simple.
No matter how justified they may be in their opinions, they invariably react with shit like, I don't know,
thanks for the follow, man.
bombing completely unrelated apps and doing social media boycotts.
The hashtag.
Damn, sure showed.
Genshin could do better. Hashtag, why are they white, Hoyo? Hashtag, boycott Genshin. The personal attack aren't great in this video, but I agree. Okay, definitely the hashtag boycott Hoyoverse back then was kind of stupid, right? Let's all be honest. And I also feel like it's coming from most people that don't play the game back then. Definitely. There's a lot of people that I check their Twitter account, they don't really play Genshin, and then they say hashtag boycott Hoyoverse, but they still log into Genshin and they say, oh, I'm just gonna do dailies. But hashtag boycott Hoyoverse, but just do dailies, but don't spend money on the game, right? But just do dailies. Just log in every day and still do dailies. But hashtag boycott Hoyoverse, by the way.
Hoyo now, didn't they?
Doesn't make sense, but okay.
And display other parentless behavior that suit, crackheads who live behind the corner gas station and scream at random people walking by at 1 in the morning. It's not even just within the gacha space that I see bad takes about gacha. Anywhere you go online where there isn't like a specific focus on gacha, where the target audience doesn't really care for gacha games, people hella judge them and the people who play them. Right? Pay to win games. Oh, gacha games have no gameplay. They're just slot machine gambling games.
I do think that gacha players are the most mind-broken community of any video game. Because there is no way that you can play a turn-based video game like Honkai Star Rail and say it's generous because you only have to spend $200 to get character.
Anytime
I mean, to be fair, I think Asmongold was joking, right? Like, he's definitely joking. Also, like, gacha community more mind-broken than League of Legends community? Are we sure about that? Because I've heard a lot of, very interesting stuff from the League of Legends community, or even the Roblox community. Roblox,
Hang out in Maximilian Dude's stream, for example, when he's live reacting to a game show like Sony State of Play or something, or the Game Awards, and a gacha game shows up, his entire chat just goes all...
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Very few, if any, gacha CCs out
what
there,
movie is that
from my
from?
perspective,
I don't think I know that movie.
Are capable or knowledgeable enough to talk about the very genre they play. I don't mean this in a, Pokey doesn't know what he's talking about when it comes to Star Rail kind of way. Obviously he does. I'm sure he knows way more about that game than I will ever care to. But when he starts talking about power creep in Star Rail, blames the player and says it's their fault for letting power creep become a problem for them in the first place.
I remember this tweet back then. Holy, do you guys remember this tweet back then? This was insane. Honkai Star Rail has a power creep problem only if you allow it to happen, either by greed or stupidity. Damn. So you made it happen. If you think Honkai Star Rail has power creep, you are the problem. You. Okay? Very interesting. So a lot of drama surrounding this tweet. A lot of drama, right?
I kind of scratch my head here and go all...
Damn.
So how much exactly did Hoyo pay you to defend them? I mean, Pokey does live in Singapore after all, and Hoyo also got their Cognisphere shell company down there too. So.
I actually don't think he did that tweet because he's paid by Hoyo. He genuinely like Honkai Star Rail. I could be wrong though. How can I actually know I can't read minds, right? At the end of the day, like Mr. Pokey, maybe he really like Honkai Star Rail. Maybe it's like a genuine thought of his. Hard to say for sure.
Oh. Or when he makes not just one, but 2 whole-ass videos glazing the fuck out of Star Rail's story as like the best story in any gacha game. Peak cinema as the meme goes. Gee, I wonder if he's ever played other gachas like, I don't know, FGO, or Limbus Company, or Nikke, or Heaven Burns Red. I'm gonna guess no. And many such cases like this...
I think Mr. Pokey plays Blue Archive. I'm not sure if he is still playing, but somebody told me before about that. I think he played it for sponsor or something. I could be wrong, right? Maybe I'm remembering the wrong person. If I do, then, you know, it is what it is. I can't remember everyone, but I think it's him, right? I think it's like that was back then during the previous one, right? He is a sponsor. Oh, okay.
Exist out there for lots of the bigger
a few
gacha
months back, I
CCs in this space, in that a gacha CC who makes a living off playing gacha in some way, shape, or form puts out a take about gacha that could definitely use some more nuance that they simply don't have. You may ask, well, why does all that matter? Like, what's it to you if gacha streamers and YouTubers don't know as much as you think they should about gacha? You can make content out of games that you don't fully understand. Not like there's a law forbidding that or anything. You don't need to play double-digit gachas like I do just to get...
You can, but at the end of the day, I think it depends on if people take you seriously or not, right? I think like anyone can make any videos online, right? Like that's how it works. But it's just, it depends on your... People are going to call out on your credibility, and I think that's how it is, right? Like he's like right now he's just calling, he's calling out on some of these gacha streamers. Are they credible or not?
Get a sense for how gacha games work, right? Sure, you're right about those things. Obviously, you don't have to play double-digit gacha games like I do, or play so much gacha to the point where you fall asleep playing them after coming home from work. But there's a reason why that still matters. Actually, there's a short-term reason and a long-term one. The short-term reason is because if you have more content creators who know the genre that they are making a living off of, you have more community leaders who can course correct.
Yo, who is that? Yo, who is that in the video? Damn. Wait, is that me? Damn, that's very interesting.
A potential narrative that's gone astray. They can use their influence to put people back onto the right path instead of going off the deep end chasing...
Yo, I'm just gonna say it, right? Rexland is the best cosplayer ever. Alright, you guys might disagree, but until today, right? I know this sounds crazy. Every other cosplayer, I've forgotten about them. But Yang is still in my mind. I still cannot forget about it. I can never take it out of my mind. It's rent-free. It's literally rent-free. I can never get it out of my mind, man. Trust me, I've seen so many cosplayers in my life that Yang, man, that's different.
Batshit insane takes or agendas being pushed by people who care for nothing more than their own games. Here's an example.
It's stuck to my brain forever, man.
Community,
it's going to be
FGC
stuck forever.
For short, there was a tweet that went viral some time ago where someone complained about how they felt like Street Fighter 6.
I feel like Street Fighter 6 is the only game where kids can pull up and beat OGs. There's no way you could see that in older games.
The current Street Fighter game
I'm not sure about
is the only game where kids can beat veteran players, and that you'd never see this happen in older fighting games like Third Strike. While that may seem like a reasonable take to a tourist or like a surface level player, actual veterans and FGC creators put out their own takes pretty quickly, countering that narrative by saying that it's not just Street Fighter 6, that's literally how fighting games have always been. Younger players have always been able to break into the top echelons of fighting game competition in any fighting game. It's just that Street Fighter 6 provides more opportunities for younger players to participate in top-level competition, so you tend to see younger players more in that game. That and get good. In this situation, FGC creators were able to shut down a bad take that was going around in the community at the time because they had the experience playing enough fighting games to know better. It also helps greatly that a lot of those creators have been part of the FGC, playing fighting games and attending tournaments for them for years, decades even. Or in other words, they got the pedigrees or the resumes to back their shit up. Obviously, it's kind of a stretch to compare fighting games with gacha games, but the point I'm trying to make here is that if the gacha community has more CCs who know what they're talking about when it comes to gacha games in general as an entire genre, then you wouldn't see as much drama and tribalism and sheer vitriol among gacha players on social media.
No, it's always going to happen, right? Like it's not even unique to gacha, right? Tribalism is always going to be there, right? But I do get what he's trying to say. A lot of people do stir up drama for sure, right?
Granted, there will still be a lot of drama regardless, but at the very least, there will be more people out there who will better understand what's really going on if their favorite creators
like
are
Fortnite.
there to tell them, no, actually, this is what's really going on. Instead of whatever dog shit gacha drama just tears through Twitter with no one there to stop it from spreading like your average California wildfire. Sometimes to the point where it
California
breaches containment
wildfire.
and non-gacha players start seeing that shit too.
That's the one.
Certainly doesn't help that the rats will always be there to throw some more gas into the fire too whenever they feel like it benefits them. Imagine using an Ellen Joe cosplayer's suicide as just another way to throw shade at the Hoyo community. Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn.
But I'll save that for another video.
Yeah, for those of you who are not aware, there's apparently like a black cosplayer that we talked about this a few weeks back, right? But there was like it's not about Ellen Jo though. She also cosplayed multiple other anime characters, and you know people were being racist towards her. There was like something that happens in the site, right?
People who see their favorite gacha streamers or YouTubers
Okay.
play other games that aren't just the usual Big Four slop, and they see that they're genuinely enjoying those games, outside of sponsorships of course, might make them want to try out those games for themselves
I have no
too,
idea who
whether
this
out of
VTuber
genuine
is.
interest or just simple curiosity.
Barrel
Not everyone
abuser.
will, of course, right? Obviously, lots of people are
Barrel
fine
abuser.
just sticking with the gacha games they already know and play, but gacha CCs playing other gachas that aren't just the popular ones creates the opportunity for at least some of their viewers to want to try them out too. And that's how you increase this
I don't think I know who
overall
Sweaty Lee
gacha literacy. The long-term reason why this
I'm
is
not
such
too
a big
familiar with
deal is
VTubers.
because of how the gacha community has turned out over the last 5 years.
Okay.
Gacha players are always bickering and arguing over something retarded on Twitter, either with themselves or with the people who make the gacha games they play. Gacha content creators have congregated around the biggest and most popular gachas out there with very little
Stix,
willingness
my
to
favorite.
try out other gachas without a sponsorship. And of course, the rats exist. Gacha games have a reputation outside this space for being mindless gamble
People
games
just
that are
hate
no
gacha
better
and somehow
than
they
like
play it.
virtual casinos that bait their
I guess
players
they do,
in with hot anime girls and dudes. And gacha players themselves also have a reputation for being mindless drones who routinely feed money.
Yo, isn't that the guy that I reacted to the L word video, the lolly video, right? I remember his name. The many failures of men in gacha games. How gachas fail men. Okay. Man is important in gacha games, right? In case you guys are man haters, think again. Man. Okay, maybe we need to check that out.
Pockets of evil gacha game developers,
Do it,
among
Suzy.
other things. As someone who cares about gacha games, not just individually, but as an entire
I guess that's what it is.
genre, I ain't a fan of that, bruh. I don't think people should think of gacha games or people who play them just based off their reputations alone, no matter how much truth there is to them. I'm not saying that there's no truth to them whatsoever. I'm just saying that, as with everything in life, there's a lot more nuance to this that I'd like people to try to understand, gacha players included. And so having gacha content creators who know what they're talking about when it comes to gacha games is extremely important to help reverse that reputational damage that's been done. Ideally, we should have had gacha CCs like that from the start, back when Genshin first hit the streets like crack cocaine hit the projects back in the 60s.
We have a lot of gacha content creators like that. Definitely, right? Like if you look in the space, there's definitely a lot of gacha content creators, but it's just a lot of them probably like because they only make guides, so most people only watch them for guides. If people are interested in the game, they should play them. If they don't like it, then they should quit. Isn't this a Tuonto, right?
60s, who were already very knowledgeable in gacha games and could help steer the newfound gacha audience that came with Genshin out here in the West in the right direction.
Yo,
by the way,
is that Amtash? Oh my god, that's Amtash. He looks so thin. now I think he gained weight a little bit, right? He looks way thin back then. This is him, isn't it? That's crazy, man. He looks way younger. Yeah. He looks different, right? This is like I don't know when was this. Is it like 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Age makes you fat. You think so? He's fat now? Damn. Sometimes you just get fat. Sometimes you just... Yeah, that's how it is.
This could be a whole ass video on its own too. But in the meantime, long story short, that didn't happen, which was both quite unfortunate and has contributed heavily to that reputational damage that I talked about gacha games and gacha players incurring over the years.
No, Tectong is fatter back then. Now I think Tectong is thinner. If you look at Tectong at least, right?
But that doesn't mean that I think the damage is completely irreversible. Matter of fact, I think that the gacha space is still redeemable.
Yo. Who might this be?
Irreversible. Matter of fact, I think that the gacha space is still redeemable. Very much so.
Wow.
It is possible to teach both gacha players and outsiders about what gacha games are really like, without any of the bullshit or the stigma surrounding them. The problem is that you need gacha content creators there to pave that path, to trailblaze the way forward, so to speak. And in my eyes, unfortunately, there just isn't anyone else out there like that, other than yours truly. There are some who I think
there's only one Gacha God,
but they either still fall short of having what it takes to shoulder that kind of responsibility,
there's only one Gacha God,
or they just haven't shown their willingness to do so. And in a space where the average person on social media cares more about a $200 skin ruining a gacha game than a dude who cares about bringing an AR-15 into a crowded public area, I think that's a bit concerning. But like I said in a certain other video of mine earlier this year, if what it takes to get the ball rolling on the path forward is one man, alone, betrayed by the community he loves, then so be it. I'll do it. To end the video, I want to talk about one last thing. You may deduce, given what I've been talking about so far in this video
Gacha God is not
my
messing
propensity
around
to call myself the god of gacha sometimes in previous videos, that I unironically see myself as such, that I view myself as the savior of gacha games, and I look down upon the rest of you Gentiles from atop my ivory gacha tower with 18 floors to it.
It is, right?
If that's what you want to think of me, then hey, that's cool. I ain't got a problem. Psyche seems to think that too, so you're not alone. Besides, people already call me like the god of unemployment and the god of beggars, mainly thanks to this trailer trash here. Actually, I want to point out how funny I think it is that he's the unemployed one now that he's had to sell his house and his ass still banned off Twitch. So, hey, whatever you think of me.
Wait, what? Tectong is unemployed? I'm so confused. I don't even know about all of the... Damn, this drama is like all over the place, right? I didn't even follow the Tectong is banned from Twitch. I didn't even know that.
That's cool. Free country where I'm from, so they say. So that means that people have the freedom to be fucking retarded too.
Yeah,
that
I didn't
Andrew
even know,
Tate wannabe from before is a perfect example. But let me make one thing very fucking clear here.
Okay.
My #1 goal is to help people get into gacha games and enjoy them for what they are without being destructive to themselves or others. For example, recently on stream, I had a dude who found my YouTube channel just randomly while I was streaming Wuwa because the algorithm somehow recommended it to him.
Nice.
And he was like, whoa, oh shit, what's this game? Right? Look, it looks cool. And I was like, it's called Wuthering Waves. You should try it. You should try it out. If it looks cool. And now he is. On top of grinding Wuwa now, thanks to his friend, he's now checking out other gachas like Nikkei and Zenless. And whenever he's got questions about those games, I answer them for him because I already play all of them. I do this not because I think I'm the only one fit for the job, but because I'm the only one who wants to. I am just a guy who likes gacha a lot. Some may say a bit too much, but it's precisely because I spent a ton of time playing these stupid gambling games, and at one point also spent a lot of money on them too. That lets me say the shit I've said so far, why ultimately the type of shit comes out of my mouth weighs more than whatever dog shit comes out of the others. What makes it even more sad is that I should not be the only one like this. There are other creators out there who also have invested a lot of their own resources, be it time or money or both, into gacha games, and yet they stick to their own audiences. And even for the CCs who haven't put in like a ton of time or money into gacha games, they can at least show more interest in gacha as a genre and strive to learn more about it. I mean, it is their job to play gacha, right?
Definitely.
If a guy like me can work 5 to 8 hours on a side hustle, still come back home to stream 18 different gacha games, surely they can take some time out of their day to diversify their own gacha resumes too, right? And they do know that gachas aren't just the big four. Like, I get that streaming or making content on the big four gachas helps pay the bills mainly, but hey, you can pick up a side hustle to help make ends meet too, just like I did. Oh, what's that? You don't want to? Gacha is just a bag for you, and you don't actually care about gacha games. You just got into it because you just got lucky with Genshin's popularity back in the day, and now it helps pay your bills, and you don't want to pivot to anything else?
I mean, to be fair, a lot of people did get lucky. A lot of people did, I think, got lucky with Genshin for sure, right?
And these are the kinds of people you watch for gacha content? One man! Thanks for watching. Like the video if you care about real gacha content, and subscribe for more. My next video is going to be a long overdue episode of Delusional Gacha Takes, where I dunk the out of that John Seaman twat and Glaive Kyo's recent ass tweet, so look forward to it. Check out the stream.
He's calling out everyone. I don't even know who those are.
Soon, along with YouTube and Twitch.
He's going to stream on Kick.
And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Damn. Alright, so Gacha God is not messing around, guys. Guys, if you guys want to look at Gacha God, this is the video, guys. So he's gonna make a video attacking everybody. Attacking Stix, attacking Tectong, attacking Mtash, attacking Mr. Pokey. Everyone is being attacked. He's not messing around. He's not here to mess around. You think he's here to mess around? Think again, alright? Gacha God versus everyone? Yeah, that's how it is, right? But I mean, like, I do think that some of this is a bit too far, right? A lot of it seems very, very personal. I'm just gonna chill on my own corner, right? Some high quality product. He even have the outro. Yeah, he even have the outro, right? That's just how it is. PvP God destroying the tourists. Damn.